My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Monster Train. It's time to play the Awoken with the Hellhorn as my second clan. Covenant, ooh baby. Let's see what we get at the start here. Seraph is going to cleanse us of sinful ways, removing buffs and debuffs. That is really annoying here, because this is already a perfect spikes deck with the 2 sharpens and the spreading spores. However, spikes are considered buffs, so a regen. So on the final fight, basically I would have a couple of turns to try and buff my unit. So when Seraph is doing its final attacks, it's no longer clearing your buffs and debuffs, so I wouldn't really be able to do anything with that. That's really annoying though. Oh. Removes buffs and debuffs and I get all pretty much 2 perfect cards. Oh, rough. Alright. Let's upgrade the champion. Probably can't afford to take the spikes 10. Honestly, no, I can. So the reason we can afford to take the spikes 10 is because the Revenge Draw 1 isn't actually that great. But the spikes, like, especially in the early fights, it's not that great. But taking the Sentient and taking the spikes and then just putting all spreading spores and sharpens and stuff like that, that's going to win me a lot of the early fights. And it'll help keep me alive while I try and find something else that'll help win the actual run for me. Summon abilities trigger an additional time. Considering we already have 2 molting imps in this deck, yeah, let's try and take that. Let's try and draft into summon. Inside of each battle, enemy units appear on each floor. That's fine. I'll just put my defender on the top floor and then start healing it up. Let's torch 2 of you to save a bunch of HP and then sharpen. Hey, we did manage to get the collector there. That's all I really wanted. All right, let's go. Restore. Spreading spores, I guess, will restore over time. Enough. But I think I'm gonna go with that instead. I don't want to dilute my deck with all of the spreading spores right now. They're quite weak. Let's sharpen you up. Yeah, that'll be enough to have the enemy die to the spikes on the top floor. It's good enough for me. Torch the back liner, restore you, give him spikes. Now it's spreading and another restore. There we go. And heck, just for the fun of it, I'll put a train seal behind you as well. Great. A lot of early money there. That could translate into a very heavily upgraded spreading spores. But again, that's not something... Oh, really? Oh. Stop giving me a good spreading spores deck. I can't do it. Can I? I can't. I can't. It's not possible. Take an ensnare anyway. Branding Rite, Rage Serum, and Inflame. Actually, none of these. Yikes. I'm gonna have to go over here for a Hellhorn unit. Not really what I wanted. Should have checked the upgrades before I did that, to be entirely honest with you. Give a unit endless. Like, I can make an endless molting imp. It'll resummon, like, every turn, basically. I can just get another Molting Imp out to tank a hit from an enemy and deal 20 damage to the enemies. That's kind of good. Let's also give you some extra health so that you don't die so easily against thorns. If it wasn't for the Seraph the Chase, obviously I would have taken the left path in the previous area. Enemy units enter with spikes too. I'm okay with that. I'm going to be using spikes too. The sequel to spikes. Got him. Is this the endless one? Hang on. I don't think it is. Gotta start preemptively healing my backliner here. Make absolutely certain we can keep it around. I don't think I use the Molting Imp this turn. I need it to die on the turns that I actually play it. It's not draw though. Oh, look, he's the boss. Found him. There he is. Murder the backliner and then spreading spores. There's a bunch of extra damage. And hopefully I get my imp now. Hey, what up, imp? Got him. Gave him the absolute business. Worked him over left, right, and center. Thank you for your sacrifice, Molten Imp. More money for me. Glimmer, Sting, and Snare. I'll take another Ensnare. And a Vent. Sure. Vent is going to be really good before the Molten Imp, because the Molten Imp is 0, so even though Vent is X cost, I can still cast the Molten Imp afterwards. I'm going to go over here for the Hellhorn unit and possibly duplicate my Endless Molten Imp. I don't... Alpha Fiend, okay. Strike, +2, and you got a Demon Fiend here as well. Probably not the Demon Fiend. Yeah, I'll take the Alpha Fiend. And then I'm looking to try and get it multi-strike if I can. Something interesting in the Hellvent cabinets. I think I'll give up HP. Friendly units gain +2 on kill. Okay. Good. That will work. Now, dupe my Endless Imp. I was serious about that. Of course I was. Enemy units entering with damage shield makes the Molten Imp much worse. Thankfully, it's not super common. Nice. Knocked 2. They're just gonna kill. Let's ensnare you. Torch. Okay. Then we'll sharpen you to remove the thing from the frontliner, and then Alpha Fiend, I think. Alpha Fiend behind you. Sharpening there was basically just to get rid of the shield on the Discipled Foot Soldier. No, I'll put the Alpha Fiend on the next floor up. I do want it to kill, but it doesn't have to slay to get its benefit. Its benefit is just on strike. Yeah, that top floor is begging for a vent right there. But also, it doesn't really do that much damage to me. Like, maybe I just leave it. So I think I'm gonna vent and then endless imp on the bottom floor. Alright. Endless imp on that floor again. Do I even need to, though? I think I'm gonna endless imp on this floor. And pop the train stewards behind you. Yeah, I'm sacking units left, right, and center here, definitely. And I'm incredibly okay with it. Why have I got... Oh, I've got 2 of them. Of course I've got 2 of them. I duped them. Why have I got 2 of this card that I duped? That's my impression of me. What do you think? Alright. Let's go for... Double that there. There. Restore your health twice and kill 1 for you. Beautiful. If I ensnare you, I don't actually have to worry about you for the next turn. Even if you don't die, you'll be in part of the destroyed room. So you do die, basically. That'll deal some damage for me, I guess. And now I get my double endless imp in front of my big unit. Save its life for a real long time there. Then on the next floor, I'll start setting up my spikes, restoration, and... You know what? I could torch my own unit here, but it doesn't come back to my hand. Yeah, it goes to the draw pile, so I may as well just wait. I don't know if a deck of just endless imps is gonna work, but... I think it's time to find out. It's working. It's working well at the moment. It gives us value. I just don't know if we can win with it. Additional capacity on each floor. Additional energy each floor. I'm mostly leaning towards the additional card. Maybe it's... No, it's additional capacity. If I'm going to be drafting into imps, it's additional capacity. Transcend him. Repeat all summon effects triggered so far this battle. That's good. Wilting Sapwood, Horned Warrior, another Branded Warrior. I don't need the energy from the Wilting Sapwood, and also it's quite large without really accomplishing that much for us. Branded Warrior, yeah, it's there. I think I'm fine without these. Maybe I can take the Horned Warrior. Horned Warrior would what? Like, go behind the Alpha Fiend, probably? Okay. It's just a big, chunky hitter boy. I would love demon units gain multi-strike. That would be one of the best things I could pick up at this point. Woken unit, remove 2 cards and forge my units. Sure. Maybe I get another Endless. Nope. But I can increase the size of my unit, give it a bunch of attack, and give it a bunch of health. What if I had a Molting Imp that was just like 11-11 size 2? I don't know, because I'm still just throwing them in the front line, and a lot of the time 11-11 is still going to die to your enemies unless it's quick. Large stone on my Alpha Fiend, maybe? That seems good. Let's get a large Alpha Fiend. Let's look at your Woken units. God, Thorned Hollow. This would have been such a good spikes run. Ugh, game. Why? I just wanted to spike all my enemies. Let's get rid of both these sharpens now. We have to start pivoting away from it, otherwise we just doom ourselves in the final boss. It's not like Rage where I'll have the time to build up enough Rage in the final 3 stages of Seraph's Ascension on the train. It's not like that. You need a lot more time for your spikes because spikes don't have like a multiplicative effect like the Rage does with Last Stand. Do we have an artifact shop in the next area? We do. I'm gonna have to save my money for that. As much as I wanted to use a bunch of removals there. -1 energy a turn, random artifact. I'm okay with that. The energy cost of this deck is very low because of the Imps. Speaking of, because of the Imps. Got him. Triggers after combat, you gain some resolve. I gotta let the Endless Imp die, that's important. Train Steward on the top floor because it's Alpha Fiend and then the Branded Warrior behind it on the next floor. There's the Branded Warrior. Let's go. Endless Imp there. Perfect. I think you can use Endless Imps for a long time as part of your strategy, but not your strategy. If I can get an Endless Transcend Imp, maybe though, maybe. You know, maybe though. Maybe, right? We'll see. I think I'm gonna leave the Transcend Imp in the deck until I've played so many Molten Imps that the Transcend Imp might actually just blow up the boss. That's my goal, that's my hope, that's my dream. This is my desire. Yes, if you're familiar, that is a reference to NBC, the Hannibal NBC show. It's so good. It was so. Brian Fuller's Hannibal was so good. Oh, it's one of those things that like I get in a social engagement. If there is alcohol about and there is a media being discussed, at a certain point of inebriation, all I start to be able to say is like, just watch NBC's Hannibal. It was actually really, really good. Mads Mikkelsen played an incredible Hamilton. Yep, no, he played an incredible Hamilton. It's weird because I thought that was Lynn's role. Not to say that there aren't other incredible Hamiltons. We've seen many. I'm gonna play that there as well. I'm gonna train Steward for the final floor. Should be enough. Okay. Torch that to Molting Imp. Torch that to Transcend Imp. That was a lot of damage that Transcend Imp did. Unfortunately, I did fill my capacity in other areas, but thankfully, this will be enough to kill the boss. Yeah. So I do need to leave myself with some areas open on floor. Oh, no! Volatile Gauge. Whenever you draw a card, its cost is randomized between 0 and 3. We have endless imps in this deck. We are literally not capable of taking this. Not literally. We're using it hyperbolically. I understand. The definition has been amended to include hyperbolic. We just can't do it, is all I mean there. Restore 1 health, draw 1, and gain an energy. Endgraft. It's not bad. Darkdale Inferno. I'll take an Inferno there. We don't have the energy to cast Inferno, but we might be able to upgrade it or upgrade our energy. So have a look at the random selection of artifacts first. Stings. Oh, you. It would have been such a good Spikes run. No. None of these are good for us. Yikes. Whenever a card with Consumer's Blade, restore 5 Pyre health. Like, that'd be good with a Spreading Spores deck. Can't use it, though. Like, Daze to an enemy whenever they're Pyre Room. Yeah, I think I'll take the Vapor Funnel here. Don't really want to mess with anything else. Now I'm going to put the Sentient to get Revenge Draw 1, because I have a lot of 0-cost, high-power cards in the deck. Heal ourselves up. Merchant Trinkets can't really do anything. Have we got another Merchant Trinkets down here? I do. If I'm going to get any more powerful, I'm going to require something from one of them. Non-boss enemy units gain +6 damage. That's fine. A lot of the time, our frontliner are just imps. They'll die to 6 damage. They'll die to none. Sentient Alpha Fiend on the same line there. Probably root the Collector there. Okay. Root the Collector to keep it. Put a Train Steward in the front line. Branded Warrior behind. Basically in the order I want them to die, and in fact both of them will die because of the sweep. Beautiful. And because there's another sweeper, the Master of Light is actually going to kill my unit. Is it? No, it's fine. I'm going to restore 3 times here and then put a Molten Imp out. Keep a demon around for another turn. Excuse me? Yeah, Alpha Fiend's dead. I didn't think the Alpha Fiend was about to die. I wasn't watching its health because I was like, that's not gonna be a problem. I clearly should have been watching its health. That's entirely on me. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Unfortunately, basically the best I can get done that turn. Yeah, without the Alpha Fiend, we're probably just going to die to the boss unless we get some extremely mitigating factor here. Yeah, because we're losing the Sentient this turn. Like, for deaths, sure. Yep. And it gave a bunch of rage to that unit. See, that's the thing I wasn't thinking about. The fact that on Slay, these enemies get rage. And I was just throwing units into them. It's entirely mine. Yep. This sucks. Oh, this... Yeah, this is... We get on this floor. Let's go for the Engraft on the top, I guess, just for the draw. Yeah, Inferno that I can't play. Would be good here, though. Alright, there we go. Welcome to the top floor. Oh, we do have the Transcendent at the very least. Double nuke. Double nuke again. Bunches and bunches of honey oats and nukes right there. So, if Transcendent were the endless one there, we actually would have had a really, really good time. It's unfortunate that in Ascension, sometimes you just end up with a start that's like, what? Like, you've given me all of the things for a spike deck, but if I run the spike deck, I will lose. One thing is we did get to explore the synergies that you can have in Imps. Little bit with Endless, which I really, really liked. Having the early Ashes of the Fallen is very, very good for that. I think Herschel's Compound was the correct choice. I think not thinking, or for some reason it just didn't click that, yeah, I'm sacrificing my Imps here, because to me, I was like, I'm sacrificing my Imps, but for me, that's good. So I completely ignored the fact that they were actually going to trigger the Slay effect, and in doing so, they managed to get the sweeping units to kill my backline Alpha Fiend. Alpha Fiend was effectively the scaling that we were going to need to be able to take out bosses in that run. However, we also didn't really have the health on the frontliner that would have actually been enough. Although, you know, how much of that was due to rage, right? Bottom floor losing 3 Imps at the same time, and then you go to the next floor with Slay, what you gain +3 rage for each of them, so like plus 18 damage. It's ridiculous. +3? 3 rage, 19, yeah, 18. Dang it. I honestly don't think, like, removing Aggressive Amulet probably would have saved us there. We still just would have lost the Alpha Fiend maybe a turn after we lost it this time, because the damage that was dealt to it was from the Sweeper, yes, but the Sweeper's main damage wasn't from the Aggressive Amulet, it was from its rage. I've also got to remember that Harpy's Guard has Sweepers. That's another thing. As per the last episode, as I mentioned, knowing each of these battles and which units exist in them, so you know which risks you can afford to take and which risks you can't afford to take, is very important. But I guess this also does mean that if I have a build based around sacrificing my own units, like sacrificing my own units to enemies in particular, I can't really afford to run that against the Harpy's Guard, or at the very least, if I have that backed up by a unit with a bunch of HP, as this is my my ace in the hole, then I need to do the sacrifice of those units on the top floor rather than the bottom floor. But the problem is if I do it on the top floor, I don't get them back commonly enough to actually get enough value out of them. I'd love a start that just gave us double molting Int Transcend Imp. Whew, an endless Transcend Imp would be so good. For the moment though, my name's Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Monster Train. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. So it's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content on the game, past, present, and future. I've also officially started releasing the Let's Stream Monster Train series, which are effectively just highlight cuts from the Monster Train streams that I've been doing over at twitch.tv/RhapsodyPlays. That'll also be linked in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.